women and their families. This is the Voice of Women. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser, and it's a beautiful Thursday morning. It's 7 minutes after 9. I hope that your day is going on well. You're feeling great. You're doing well today. All right, so Halent is a program where we get to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues right here on Your Women Radio WFM 91.7. And it comes to you Mondays through Friday, right after the news. We get to kickstart the program. We'll take it up to about 10 a.m. Okay, so this morning joining me on the program as usual is Buki Femi Ajala. Good morning, Buki. How are you today? How did you?
Today is Friday. We have to be gilly. I have
It's
someone.
Thursday. Tomorrow that is Friday. I mean, it's me that is.
Oh, okay. Today is Thursday. Because of the guillotine.
You don't enter the mood.
Because it's the guillotine. Oh, can you imagine? So I still have one more day. That's fantastic. That's really, really fantastic. Yes. I was thinking, tomorrow na Saturday, go on training, go on go school, because we'll be adult students with the learn public leadership. But it's fine. But it's fine. I want to thank God. Yeah. So good morning, everybody. Alensis family. How are we doing? Yeah, it's bright. It's bright where I am here today. But I mean, after this, ready to go and celebrate with the dear sister who is doing the burial ceremony of her sweet dad. Just to support her, and of course, at the end of the support and everything, we go carry amala bowl now, go chop.
Now, last. That day go end.
We'll all be fine.
Those parties will not end without something to chew on and some, because that's the memory that 20 people go home with. I go that party and food chop. I go that party, food boku, food plenty. Yeah. That's what people get to remember more.
I beg. We have to be happy with ourselves, I beg.
That's so now. All right. May the soul of our dad rest in peace.
Amen.
And people successful marry. And I was telling my husband the other day, you don't say what go party, whether a wedding, whether anything at all, you don't say. That's how my life don't talk. I know they see invitation go.
Yeah.
Just laughing at me. I too like party. I said, no, sometimes to eat the food there is good. So when you get real jollof party, you will know. All right. So this is Your Women Radio. Hopefully Susan will be joining us pretty much soon. Though she said she had a meeting that she had to attend, but she'll be joining us pretty much soon. And Ibinabo, Susan is here already. Ibinabo is unfortunately absent today, but duty calls, and we will be here to support her. Susan, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Madam Buki. Good morning, Halent's family. I'm very well, thank you, this morning. And
all right. I'm okay. We're good. We just finished exchanging pleasantries with Buki. Buki is getting ready for a party this weekend. She went on today's Friday because of the gilly that she has to tie. Can you imagine?
As in, start the movement from here.
We know why it is on Friday
already.
Because of the game, I'm
already.
One time.
It's all right. We'll come and hear the good news of this party. Just come and share with me. All right, it's good to have you, Susan. So yeah, this is Your Women Radio WFM 91.7. This is Nigeria's first radio station for women and their family. So yes, of course, let's get to head on straight to the program. To be a part of it, you can dial 07000 917 917 or 09155 917 917. You can also go ahead and, of course, let us know your thoughts through WhatsApp messages on 07031756537 or 08155 917 917. All right, let's head on straight to the very first issue we have this morning, talking about corporal punishments. Whether this one is good, because with the kind of stories that we got to see, as regards some of the punishment or how some children have been disciplined in school, even yourself, your body will shake as a parent. Should we go that far, in school? Because this one, the teacher could say, the parent talk say, she has to go to the school to go and find out what really happened or why the teacher would have to beat her child to that extent. Even when we saw the video, it was just a lot. With the kind of marks that was on the child's body, it was just a lot, and you could see a lot of people who were just around the child. And this child we're talking about now, small picking safe. I'm not sure if this child is up to 5 or 6 because the child looks really little. I'm not sure about the age right now, but the mom said she was going to storm the school to actually get to understand what's happened, talk to the teacher first. So the teacher flogged her, leaving marks on her body. So do we have to waiting that small picking go don't do we go reach that extent? Corporal punishment these days, is that what we're saying when we are hearing a lot of parents saying gentle parenting? Even the teachers self are doing gentle teaching. Nobody won't go overboard, you know, because of the where we are right now, because this girl is a very little girl and lots of people have actually reacted to this video. If you are a teacher for children who are less than 10 and you are not patient with them, because sometimes they can frustrate you. They can frustrate you and push you to the edge. Some of them are just being inquisitive. Some of them could just not be, as sharp as you think they should. Some of them, they all grow at different paces. So for you as a teacher, are you not supposed to actually just, be patient with them? Take them one after the other, try to see how you can carry everybody along, know their personalities as they are growing, know who is the quick learner, know who is, the slow one, know who is taking his or her time to get there, know who is, just all of these different things when it comes to children, teaching children. So I'm sure that both of you have seen the video, and what comes to mind, because this is a trending issue and it has gathered a lot of comments. Okay, because this one now flog, they really flogged this pikin, and her legs were swollen. You could see the marks at the back of her leg. So what did this child do? To get to this extent. So, Susan, let me start with you on this. How this one come to you? How you do when you saw the video and the reaction of the mom? Do you think that the mom overreacted? Because sometimes again, I remember when I was little, one teacher knocked me for here, and there was a little bit of blood. So I came back home and my mom was already agitated. Can you come? Why? This and that, and that time we're living in the barracks. So, and the teacher's block was not so far from ours. And my mom was already saying, no, should we go there? She gonna, and then she calmed down. She's okay, let her wait for my dad to come back. And my dad came back and saw it. Just like, waiting happen. Have you asked her what she did? In my mind, I'm like, this man, is it that you see blood flowing over my body before you will know? And later, I was like, school she go. They train her now. She be in a book, she go read it. Maybe she go read that, but my mom was not having it at all. So is it that we're looking at, are we seeing, how mothers get to react to these things to easily, emotionally, or the teachers are not just probably, or they're overdoing it or not doing it the right way? Susan, let's start with you.
So first, my heart goes out to the mother. I know that with the area she mentioned, it's happening in Enugu State. And so my heart goes out to the mom. You see, she's not overreacting. I have to state that clearly. No, she is not overreacting. I just finished watching the video before joining this conversation because I needed to understand. And like you said, Rose, that child is less than 5. That child is less than 5. Even for children between 10 and 12, even up to 13, sometimes you are careful to flog them so that you don't even cause them injury. You see that wipe where that teacher wiped that picking, where show for the 2 legs. Remember, I said no be 1 leg. Now the 2 legs one. The 2 legs, because I watched that video like 2-3 times, and in my head I'm like, what kind of thing did she use to flog this child? What will the child, a toddler that is less than 5 years, what would that child have done for you to have? You see, teaching is a profession that has to do with compassion, empathy, a lot of emotional intelligence, especially when you are handling the very little ones, even as they progress. For me, who has handled children, between JS1 and JS3, I still see some of them as babies. Let alone these very little ones? No. If you can't handle children at that level, don't teach them. Don't teach them, because I'm trying to wrap my head around what that child would have done. Is that the best way to pass message across to the child? Because I also know that when there's a way you flog a child, the child begins to avoid you and begins to fear you. So instead of learning from a mistake, even if the child had done something wrong, the child will not listen to you. The child sees you and they are shivering, they are trying to avoid you. And when that happens, as a class teacher, you have lost one student. Because even when you are teaching, that child will not be concentrating because there's this fear. That child is traumatized. I don't know. But teachers, we have to do better. And looking back now, I guess that this is one of the reasons why at the time I was still a teacher, one of the rules in Lagos State was that you don't flog a student. And, it came with mixed feelings. Teachers were like, some of these students are quite stubborn. They are this, they are that, but look at things like this. Why would you flog that child to that extent? Even if you wanted to maybe spank the child or correct that child, you could have asked the child maybe to kneel down in a corner of the class, even though that child is quite small. Even me and Susan, I don't know the kind of punishment I can give a child that is that little. In all fairness, I would not even lie to you. But what's come to worse, maybe you said she should not play with her peers, just stay in one corner. Even if she's not kneeling, just raise your hands, something to make that little girl feel remorseful, and not for you to raise a cane and flog that child, that there is a mark on the skin of the child. No, that is being mean.
All right, so now let me just hold your thoughts there. We need to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll hear the rest of your thoughts, and then we will go ahead and hear from Buki. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7. And let's not forget, we're live on YouTube. You can go ahead and please watch us, share the video, and of course, get to drop your comments, okay? This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7.
Women Radio 91.7, breaking the culture of silence.
Unstoppable you, fueling your vitality the whole day through. Embrace each challenge with renewed might. With Supermalt, your performance takes flight.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
Hey, Omo! See package! This is what I call full house.
Yes, sir. That's me. I full.
Huh? Who's talking about you? I'm talking about this Peak Yogurt Drink Full House pack in your hand.
The Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House pack with more refreshment contains fresh cow milk. Share and enjoy full house goodness filled with essential vitamins and minerals. Peak. Reach for your peak.
When I wake up in the morning, I need something to help me start my day. Pick 4, 5, 6 has DHA. It helps my brain to grow. It helps me to be smart. Oh, my own milk, oh, Pick 4, 5, 6, yeah. My own milk, oh, Pick 4, 5, 6, yeah. My own milk, oh, Pick 4, 5, 6, yeah. My own milk, oh, Pick 4, 5, 6, yeah.
Do you know that rape, domestic violence, and child abuse are all crimes against the state? Do you know that as a survivor of either domestic and sexual violence, you can access medical, legal, counseling, and other services at no cost? Please reach out to us on 0800-333-333. Help is a phone call away, and utmost confidentiality is guaranteed. Don't suffer in silence. We believe you. This message was brought to you by the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, with support from the Carter Center.
iyọ̀ Dangote tó dára tó sì ṣe ara lóore. Nínú gbogbo ilé ìdáná tó wà jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, nǹkan pàtàkì kan ṣẹlẹ̀ tí kò kí ń ṣe nínú ìkòkò àti páànù nìkan, ṣùgbọ́n ní ààyè tó wà láàrin rírò àti èròjà. Iyọ̀ Dangote kò jẹ́ kí pẹpẹ súùpù tàbí ìrẹsì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù wá dùn lásán, ó tún mú àwọn àsìkò tó yíká tó ní ìtumọ̀ sí i. Níwọ̀n ìgbà tí iyọ̀ ìsebẹ̀ rẹ bá ti jẹ́ ti Dangote tó dára tó sì ṣe ara lóore, ó ti ní àǹfààní láti lo àsìkò rẹ lórí ohun tó ṣe pàtàkì nípa ti ìtàn, ẹ̀rín àti ìfẹ́ tí a fi ń bá ara ẹni lò. Iyọ̀ aṣaralóore ti Dangote ti ṣe ẹ̀dínkù sí nǹkan tí a ó máa yọnu lé lórí.
I am malaria, the king of malaria parasites. My mission is simple, to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on, come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Diola.
I just want to say that I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Hello, Daddy. I just want to say again that I love you and I like that we look alike. Hello, Auntie.
Hi, Diola.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How's family? I hope everyone is good. My regards to everyone.
I will, my dear.
Whoa. Diola, this is the third time you're calling me. How much airtime do you need?
Airtime care? When I have Glow Talk Master, I'm basically getting 6 minutes free talk time for every 6 minutes call I make every day, plus 50 MB data bonus. And for new customers like me, I get additional 25 minutes talk time and 1 gigabyte data welcome bonus. That's why I only make calls with my Glow line now.
Enjoy free 6 minutes plus 50 MB data on every 6 minutes call you make in a day on Glow Talkmaster, and enjoy a one-time 2,000 naira welcome bonus. That's a 25 minutes talk time and 1 gigabyte worth of data. Get your Glow line and dial *606# to enjoy. Terms and conditions apply.
Glow Unlimited.
Women Radio 91.7, the Ogbonge radio station for women and their families.
All right, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and of course, this is her lens right here on the Voice of Women, Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. And yes, of course, Suzanne, we were hearing from you for, on the case of this little girl who was flogged by, her teacher in school, left with marks on her legs. The little girl. In fact, one of the comments says, she's just a baby. Why are you flogging her that hard? What could she have done, to get to that? And Susan was also saying that this is just, a little girl. What must have gone wrong? And somebody was saying that I don't like teaching. You go find yourself there. See the result of the team. They do. All right, Susan, let's hear your thoughts.
Okay, so for me, the mother's action is not only about her child, because we'll have pickets of these things, happening in different areas, So her action is just a way to also, speak out for so many children who are suffering in different schools where corporal punishment is still the norm. Now, let us bring it down to the Child Protection Law that we have, under Nigeria's Child Rights Act and the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, the VAP Act of 2015, no child should be subjected to physical or emotional abuse. Corporal punishment, especially on a child below 5 years, is not discipline. We need to make this clear, please, so that other teachers who might be hot-tempered or whatever will watch it, because it is violence. Ignorance will not set you free from this if they decide to take it up. That is the truth. Schools are meant to be safe-learning places, not places of fear. I raised this concern earlier because having taught children, I have also noticed people who flog children, how children react to them. There's this fear. When they come to class, the children are in fear and everything. So you don't need to put fear in the children you are teaching. Now, this incident again reflects a deeper problem, which is our acceptance of flogging, as a way to correct children. And we are talking of a baby here, a toddler who is less than 5 years old. What are you actually flogging? We must begin to unlearn these things, these harmful practices, and teach through empathy. I have said it before, empathy, guidance, and positive discipline. If you ask that child not to play with their close friend or her seat partner, go to a corner and raise her hand, she will feel sober. You don't need all that flogging because this is a very small child. And in trying to round up, there is something I need us to understand, and this is not just for schools, it is also for parents. Parents should know their children's school policy on discipline. Every school should have a policy on discipline. So you should know it so that tomorrow you are not coming out to speak grammar. Every organization has a policy. And then teachers and caregivers need continuous training. Some of these teachers, they have not gone to training for a long while. So they don't even know the best practices. Whether you are a teacher, whether you're a caregiver, you need continuous training on child protection and positive behavioral management. This is very, very important because you don't just, maybe you had an issue at home and you unleash it on that little child. No, we don't want transferred aggression on any child. And for the government and education boards, they must also enforce, strict penalties for abuse in schools. We don't allow certain things to continue to thrive in our schools because, our schools are a part of the educational system, and so we must ensure that we don't allow people to continue to thrive in abuse, thinking it is a form of discipline. No. And for me to end, I'm saying that we should remember that every child deserves love, safety, and respect. When we protect a child, we protect our collective future. And that little girl who has just, been traumatized with that flogging, forget that her mom is reacting. You see how that child was just looking before they even carried her to show her leg. No, she is not understandable.
Hi, Susan. Okay, we can't seem to hear Susan. So well, I'm hoping that her network clears up and we get to hear her better. All right, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7. Please do well to dial the numbers 07000 917 917 or 09155 917 917. We'd love to hear from you. If peradventure you've seen the video, if you were a parent to that child, that child that was flogged till we saw all the marks on her body, how would you react to that? Was that taken too far, or you think that it should just be the norm? Hello, good morning. We have a call. Oh, all right. We lost that call. Please do well to call us back and feel free to send us WhatsApp messages. We'd love to hear from you this morning. All right, Buki, let's get to hear your thoughts on this morning. As a mother, as somebody who has gone through school too, and you know how Nigerian system works when it comes to punishment of children. If not for now, recently that we're trying to do all of the gentle parenting, no flogging in schools, and all of that, but still, you see all of these things happening. Let's hear what's on your mind on this. All right, before then, let's try this call. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, we lost the call. Please go ahead, Buki. Let's hear from you.
Okay. As a parent of that child, I will be angry, and I'll tell you why. I think the teacher went too far.
Too far.
Too far.
Hello?
I mean, he or she. Okay.
Just a minute, Buki. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, lady.
Hi. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Boli. Go ahead.
So, all right, thank you very much. The issue on this call this morning, before Buki sums up on her own talk, I just want to chip in something. I know growing up, at times, there was this carrot and stick approach. You get a carrot when you behave well, you get a stick when you behave badly. And then things began to get out of turn That was why sanctions were put in schools that don't beat. So I beat my kids, but it's not the way that, you see, sometimes it's not maybe because you're not the mother of my child that would make me go out of my way to stem the tide when you beat my kid out of turn. Yeah, let me use that word. Because I don't beat out of turn, and I only beat when I feel it's absolutely necessary to beat. There are other forms of punishing a child. But when you go overboard, then I think you should be sanctioned as somebody who is trying to correct. You don't correct out of turn. You correct in love. And if this child is to be corrected, I can't see how two wrongs can make a right. Whatever that child did. Now, we are not even focusing on what this child did. We're focusing on the teacher. You see, in trying to say you want to correct, you have more or less upturned events. I would be livid with rage. Let's spell it out this morning. I don't care what the child did. I understand you are trying to correct, but the focus has shifted from what did this child do? It's still your money. You know, no book. You know, come for head. Many things will come into play here. And so we're not speaking because we are mothers. We're speaking because we want a balanced, wholesome society where a child will not be scared of going to class. One would wonder, that I say he's not going to go to that school anymore. You'll be wondering. That's why parents, we should take cognizance of the fact that when our children are shying away from some persons, what exactly is wrong? You can't say you want to correct my child and then you go overboard. Even before school, I won't have fisticuffs with you, but I will give you a piece of my mind. In fact, I would also the school self because, like Susan said before our line went off, what are the modalities for punishing children in your school? What? I don't understand. I don't know sanctions for erring teachers. For a child this small, and then you do this kind of, which excuse you won't give me? Are you going to pay for the hospital bills, the pain, the trauma, everything? You've sent psychological fear into that child, emotionally, everything. So what exactly are you trying to correct? That is why you see parents go to school and start fighting, which I totally disagree with. But the first thought that comes to your mind as a parent is, how did we get here? This time round, we can't start using the carrot and stick approach. I beat my children. I don't belong to the WhatsApp group where you say, don't touch a child. No. It's absolutely necessary. I don't even beat every time. Sometimes I communicate, dialogue and everything. Please, as teachers, parents, guardians, we can do better. What is this now? What is this? When they talk about another one, they happen. How do we want to what is all this now? I'm so angry right now this morning. Well, let me leave the other women to talk. I beg. They pain me because sometimes we just go overboard when we ought to cover ourselves. If you're angry, don't beat. Calm down first. Process it. Process your thoughts. Because out of anger or rage, you will do things you will regret later, like this one now. God bless us, Jerry. Good morning, everyone. Oh, God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Oboli. Thank you for calling and giving your thoughts on this. She is really angry at this, and I can understand where, this is coming from. All right, Buki, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I'm talking about from the aspect of a parent. For that child, I will be angry. In fact, I expect the principal by now to have disciplined that teacher. Because we are looking at the age of that student, that boy. Abba, you understand? I am for discipline, but appropriate discipline. That boy is small now, and we know that children of that age, they throw tantrums, they do all kinds of things. And I know that with advanced understanding of how to handle them. I'm not a teacher, right? And I know that there are ways of you handling them, advanced curriculum or whatever it is. You understand? We are talking, and then there are other alternatives. There are some families that they'll say they grounded you. That is, you're not going out. They will take your food. They will take everything. Things like that. In a school. Oh, okay. sit down there. You can even have a special corner for anybody who is naughty. Okay, yeah, sit down there. That place is, I believe there are modern ways of going about that. The educationists will talk about it. But for you to now beat, even if you want to beat, so I know we talk about no beating in public schools and things like that now, right? Even if you want to beat, it should be appropriate. Where is the ruler? In our own days, now ruler now they put your ruler. Yeah, take your hand. They just give us, they just give you 2 strokes, or ruler. They put it on your bum, or they pull your hair or something. I am for it. I will not say don't, but fine. If the policy of the schools or the government or policy is fine, but for that that teacher to use cane like that on that boy, it's just too much. She should be disciplined, and we are even interested in knowing what the principal of that school has done. You understand? I'm telling you. Then also, I'm also dragging the Parent and Teachers Association of that school. You understand? Because you see, we need to be very, very careful. The children of nowadays are so fragile. They're not like our own. No. You understand? They are very, very, very fragile. Before you know what is happening now, we have caused them from trauma. We have caused them whatever, all kinds of things. You understand? So we need to understand the season we are in and play appropriately. I am for discipline, you understand, but appropriate discipline. So I want to use appropriate discipline. If it's somebody that is in secondary school, you can beat. You understand? But for that child, no, I think the teacher went to board. Yeah.
So I was reading through the comment and somebody said that, except if it's not his child. Had it been his own child, that he will go to that school, he will start from the principal to all of the teachers to the gate man to everybody.
Yes, I read that comment and I laughed. He said even the gate man, he beat everybody.
I'm like, well, some people when they become parents and a war. But then again, when you see such things, sometimes you just look at the country and it just gets to you, in some kind of way, because these are things that we should be able to curb in our educational system. And that's why you sometimes when you look at the curriculum, somebody will be telling you that it's the same curriculum that somebody used in 1954 or 1960. That's probably the same curriculum they're using. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I'm just looking at how long our curriculums get to stay even before they get to be changed, and you just see a lot of abnormalities happening. And you look at it, this is 2025. Kiddo day, why are we still like this? You go to some schools, they will tell you see lab. When you enter the lab, nothing there inside. They will tell you that this person is doing a data processing or is doing a computer course, and you go there, even one single computer you no go see. So how you can't they do am? How you can't they do am? And you probably go abroad, you see children who are into sciences and are joyfully doing it because every day they go inside, they are mixing chemicals and they're actually seeing what they're doing. I remember one of the things that drove me away from science class. When I went there, was like, well, this is sounding spiritual. Why can't I see anything? You're telling me this, you're telling me chemical here, you're telling me, why am I not seeing anything? Don't sit down and be telling me theory. If you're not showing me what is real, I can't see. So how am I supposed to start calculating things that I cannot even see? So that actually got me thinking. I just told myself, it's high time you leave here, and find your square root. So yeah. It could be a lot, and these are some of the things, and this is just probably the child in nursery school or maybe primary 1, and all of this is happening. By the time this speaking now, where you do all this one now gets some kind of trauma that maybe he or she did not even know or realize till maybe when he or she grows older, and then the person is now having phobia for school. I don't want to go to school, or when I go to school safe, I know anything when they do me safe, they go still flog me, and then the child start developing some kind of notion, some kind of ideas, and that child is no longer free to learn in school like his or other mates. So how do we get to attribute all of these things? It's just get us a bit. But I just hope that we get it right, honestly. All right, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and of course, this is about 18 minutes to 10 on this side of the radio. And I hope that you're following up with the conversations. Please do well to dial the number 07000 We'd love to hear from you. Send us WhatsApp messages to 07031756537. All right, let's head on to the other issue we have before we call it a day. Now, it's no longer news and it's been trending. This particular one about a lady who allegedly set her husband ablaze over domestic disputes. This happened all the way in Port Harcourt, I think. But from what I listened, from the lady's, point of view, she was speaking Hausa. So I want to believe that, they're a northern couple who happened to be based in Hausa because the man he was an army officer before he died. From their names, you could see that they're from the north, but they were based in, Port Harcourt. So apparently, some kind of disputes came up, and what we just knew is that okay, the wife sets the man ablaze, and that went round. Oh, this couple that just got married not too long ago, I think a few years ago, they got married, and now the lady is killing the man and all of that. So yes, men get to face abuse. That's not, no, we don't dispute that. Men also get to face abuse. When the lady came on, when she was allowed to give her own story, and she was narrating what happened, and she said that they've been having disputes. There was a time that the maltreatment from him caused her a miscarriage, but I think to an extent from our own narration, the family of the man were actually involved in the whole thing, and they were telling him, one of his elder brother also was telling him that he should keep maltreating her until she gets tired to leave. So apparently he was packing his things from one room to the other, and then the fuel that he bought to actually burn her things with it, he spilled, and then he took up a lighter and was playing with it, or probably threatening her that he was going to on the match and burn her inside there or something like that. And before he knew it, he actually put it up. He thought that the thing was empty. The man was taken to the hospital, and then he said, he was saying that, well, they should allow his wife be, that she didn't do anything. So this was just narration coming from her. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is, at what point do we recognize that this kind of anger that I have, or that I've been exhibiting, is not normal, that I have to go and see a professional to help me with? Because most times that's what's pushed people to do a lot of things. You hear this one is stabbing this one, that one is stabbing this one. These are all anger issues. These are all probably, um, um, traumas that individuals are dealing with that they are not done with, and then they go and carry another person's child, or they agree to stay with another person's daughter or son, and they exhibit all of these things. Sometimes you will see the warning signs before you get married, but you keep telling yourself it will change, and then you get to this point. One person is stabbing the other person, one person is pushing one person here, and and then you can't hear all of these sort of stories. So Buki, how do we go from here? Because from all of these things, all I'm just saying is two people who are probably angry at themselves. Whether not she said the man ablaze, whether not the man do harm, two of them at the end of the day, probably they saw the signs that they were not even compatible. They were probably quarreling or something. Somebody must have showed one particular side. Why did they neglect all of these things? Did they not take note that these are some of the issues that you should talk about, or you should get to understand before you get married? When you know that you have anger issues, or when somebody has identified 1, 2, 3 people have said, you two they vex, why can't you take it up and do something about it, even before you think of settling down? So these are some of the issues that probably I just want us to get out of this story, and maybe any other thing that we could get out of here. Buki, let's hear from you, and then we get to hear from Susan.
Yes. Two things that I see here, and I'll probably talk to two categories of people. I only hope I can do that within 2 or 3 minutes. I see marriage toxicity. When your marriage is toxic, you must be able to identify when your marriage is toxic. When we say something is toxic, what does it mean? And then secondly, what you said, anger management, because when you begin to think of destroying somebody or injuring somebody you want to harm somebody, right? Because you want to prove a point that you are angry, then you need to begin to check the way your brain is. Something is wrong with your brain. God did not design us, to harm. Yes, you can be angry and do one or small thing, but when you begin to harm, until you see blood, until you destroy somebody's property, until you destroy something, there's something wrong with you somewhere. You need to go and check that up. But I want to start with when a marriage is toxic. There are lots of signs, but a very quick one is when you begin to feel less a human. When you begin to feel you're not just happy. Once he comes in, his presence brings sadness. You are no longer yourself. You understand? You do not value yourself anymore, right? Then that means there's something wrong in the mix. It's becoming toxic. You're not happy. And those are the early signs. Now, for these two categories, I want to say, just in case you're in a relationship, you need to know that and get out. Except if you have identified it and you still want to go ahead with it, which is your choice, and you already have your shock absorbers. Because so that you don't come and tell us that it's one woman like that, I said I should move out. Yeah, we're only advising you based on what we have seen. But if you say Ofe Toribo, okay, fine. Do you know how to manage yourself in such situations? You must know your shock absorbers. You should be able to say, okay, once he begins to raise that flag, what do I do? But as far as I'm concerned, you still have a chance to waka. But you say Ofe Toribo, I mean, it's fine, it's your choice. We're not here to say this is it, but we are here to discuss and enlighten you so that you can have an informed decision. But for those who have Toribo, those that are in the marriage, what do we have to say to them? You need to really sit down and look at the woman or the man in the mirror. Is it what you signed for? What are the consequences of you staying? Now, we are going to be telling her that you saw these things. The man said he wants to burn your load and all that, and you are still there. I'm sure that if we're able to hear her, she will have been saying, she will tell us a whole lot of things that have happened. Like you mentioned, you know me, I know Kuku understand Hausa. You mentioned it now that the brother was saying that I just be doing it until she carries her back out. When you are there, it's a pity that the way we have looked at marriage, and then coming from the religious angle, that once you are married, I don't know so much about Muslim, right? Once you are married, whatever you do there, you face it. That was what we were brought up, to do. But we have forgotten that in those days, men, the best they will do is they will just forget you. They will not even touch you. They will not even do anything. They will just forget you. They can be taking care of your children, but they will just neglect you. But in this case, the men are now beating them, killing them. You understand? In those days, it was emotional abuse. They won't do anything for you. They'll just leave you. You understand? And then maybe when you are passing, they can be making derogatory remarks. But they are not killing, they are not beating you, they are not injuring you, they are not burning your distance. All kinds of things that are happening now. So we need to put it in proper perspective that, look, this has happened, and I pray she gets a good lawyer that can get her out of it, because from everything, the man was in the act of burning her things, now did injury to himself, by lighting. And it's anger. Because when you are angry, you are not thinking.
You're not thinking.
You are not thinking. You are the anger has taken care of your emotions. So you are not rather your emotions have taken care of your reasoning. Because if he had remembered, he would have noticed that just in case this lighter is still okay, and there is fuel if I strike it now, but because you are angry and you can't think. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Buki. I mean, you have definitely said a lot because that's just the thing that came to my mind. I'm like anger because, and the lady said, "It do you the first time you had a miscarriage and you still stay, yeah, kilo day you still stayed." But anyway, that's story for another day. But the issue of anger, the issue of cohabiting or coming together when you are not whole, it's something else, because you yourself, you need to be whole before you are able to extend that to another person and say you want to get married to the person. Anyway, Susan, let's hear your thoughts in another 2 minutes before we call it a day. Susan, are you with us? Okay, so I don't think I can hear from Susan. I think her network is quite poor this morning. But hey, Buki has said it, and let's try to get in. Let's try to know one another. It's not. Don't allow love to blind you, because it's not all about it. Yeah, love is there, but it not being going to sustain you, not being going to keep you. There are so many other things that will probably keep you, together.
And your marriage status does not really define you, honestly.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. You need to get out of that mode that what will people say? And then they will die. Okay, now they will have told that lady, manage it. Now, the people who told her to manage it, will they now stand up for her now? Now she's the one who's going to be facing
and since the thing happened, even before the husband died, apparently the military took her and kept her in the guard room for like 13 days and said they were investigating.
I had that.
And she just said,
but you see, she didn't exercise her rights, because as a military wife, if your husband, I mean, from what I've gathered, if your husband is mistreating you or whatever it is, you have a way of making a complaint, and they will deal with him the military way, because they know as a military officer, the wife is senior. So you as a junior officer, you cannot be mistreating a senior officer.
True.
So she herself did not even know her rights.
True. At some point, she was saying that she was calling the barrack commander or something like that this guy is going to burn them down. But I think he listened to her the first time, and then after that, he didn't pick her call or something like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of things just going on, but all I'm just saying is that, you see this anger thing, let's deal with it, because like Buki said, once you are angry, you're thinking of what to do to hurt the next person. And sometimes you don't even think of how far it will go till when it has happened, and that is when you start saying no, you get anything. All right, so let's call it a day here. Thank you so much, Buki, for your thoughts.
Thank you. So let's have a beautiful day.
Thank you. All right, so that's it on Her Length today. Thank you all for tuning in and listening to Her Length. Let's do this again tomorrow, the last day of this week, and of course, we get to enjoy the weekend. So do what to stay tuned. Coming up at 10 is Radio Doctor. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Stay tuned to Radio WFM 91.7. Good morning.
Radio 91.7, breaking the culture of silence.
To sponsor this program,